Mr. Shepherd.
I can't see you.
Uh-oh. Hold on.
Take your time.
Oh, here it is.
Been too long. Oh my God.
Hello, my dear friend.
How you doing?
I'm hanging in there. How are you? I love the look.
It's cold up here, you know? It's cold. It's cold.
Yeah, well, what kind of temperature are we talking up there?
30s, mid 30s.
Wow, I didn't realize.
Beautiful. We love it. We love it. I
So
love
do
it.
I.
I love it. I love the cold. I love the
I
cold.
prefer cold to hot. I don't know if you know that.
No, I do now though. How's Let me pause the recording for a second. Hang on. All right, Vera. Let's look at some of these topics. Let's pick a couple. The new Beatles song. What did you think?
I think it's okay. It didn't really like pull me in. I just thought it was average.
Yeah, not really swinging. Those boys was swung a little bit heavier when it's a more like it's a little straighter on the beat. You know, I don't know if it's the times affecting Ringo, but that guy used to swing. You know, he
Yeah.
used to swing. I mean, like, and I'm not really hearing that on this particular one. I give you know I didn't listen to the entire thing because I was just so struck by how just straight the backbeat was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
I only listened to it like once and like maybe once and a third,
yeah.
like I listened to it very briefly the other day. And then today I listened to it in
Mm.
its entirety. And I thought, it's just okay.
Yeah. What do you know the origins of how they put that together? Like they found a John vocal and they pieced
They
together.
found John's vocals from the 70s. They found George's guitar playing from the 90s. I believe they used some stem separation AI technology for the song. They used other musicians for other instruments, et cetera,
Wow.
et cetera. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, good for them. Good for them.
Yeah. I want to say about that, I have a little problem with like once a couple members have passed, like how do we know that they would have wanted that song the way it is?
Yeah.
That's my issue with, something like that.
I feel completely 100% on board with you in that regard because I have a big personally, just me. Yeah, I have my own personal opinion. I have a big problem with Prince's estate like just releasing all of the like the vault stuff and like I'm like, dude, some of that stuff he never would have in my opinion, I think he never would have greenlit some of the stuff that they're releasing. But I get it, you know, the estate wants the amusement park to keep running. Paisley Park is like a tourist attraction now, and they want to keep the revenue flowing. So, you know, I get it. But I
Right.
definitely feel that, you know, if yeah, I feel like it should some stuff should just be left alone. You know, celebrate, let's enjoy the work that they left us. How
Which
about that?
was plenty. Yeah.
Yeah. Plenty, 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 enough for several lifetimes.
Yeah. I just picture like me, let's say that I was somebody who had all these songs and I was in a famous band or I was a solo artist. I would have wanted to be involved in the decision of what's released that has my music on it. And I know these people, I guess, have other people that they've entrusted once they've passed to make decisions like that. But, I mean, I can see both sides, but I'm more to the side of I'd want to say so
Yeah,
in what gets released
yeah,
once I've passed.
yeah.
Yeah.
Vera's pro artist. What a shocker. Speaking of pro artists, how did the show go with Zayn? I heard you everything's going. The show went well. Can you tell me what can you tell me about the show with Zayn and how things have been going? with, and who are you working
Which
with now?
um, I it's interesting because sometimes I stop working with Zane and then I'm led back in. So he had a couple of shows at the Luna Star. One I was present at with Timothy LaRock, and then the next one I wasn't present at. And my birthday's coming up, and 2 weeks from yesterday, thanks, he'll be, yep, the big 5'8". 2 weeks from yesterday, he'll be putting on a show at Luna Star, and I've invited family and friends to come to it. Yeah, I haven't been working with anyone.
Hmm.
Just
I've
trying
heard.
to take care of myself here.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear that. I do. Yeah, a friend of mine reached out to me wanting to work with. He was the president at the show we did. His name's Fernando Subarats. He organizes a festival called the Manifestival. Manifestival.
Oh,
And
that's clever.
yeah, and he reached out to me wanting to connect with you about shows at Luna Star. Okay, let's switch to one of my topics, which I'm kind of dying to talk to you about.
Super.
I am dying to talk to you about this. Okay. Now, are you, to my understanding, you're friends with the guys in Nuclear Valdez, right?
Yes.
Okay.
In fact, I saw one of them within the past couple of months. There was a celebration of life gathering for John Tovar. And of course, a member or members of Nuclear Valdez were there. And I actually met Zane there. And as we were walking out, we bumped into Fro. I mean, we saw him inside too, but on our way out, I had a little talk with Fro, and I asked him, anything down the pike with like a Nuclear Valdez reunion, et cetera, et cetera. He said he didn't see that happening, that he's super, super duper busy. And it just seemed like a, red light on that.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Well, I was on one of the Facebook groups that I'm in called, I think it's the Making of South Beach. Someone posted a video of Nuclear Valdez. I tagged you in it, and it was their debut video, and I remember it at the time. I remember it, and I remember the hearing it and being like blown away by how good it was, right? But at the same time, in the early 90s, there was so much good music on the radio. There was so, like, it was just another great song on the radio, but with the help of distance and time, and with nothing to compare it to, like seeing it on its own in an unexpected place. Like, yeah, I was just kind of checking my business Facebook when I saw this notification, and I was stunned at how amazing the song was. They filmed it at Churchill's. I love that place. They made it look like $1 million. And most importantly, that singer, what a freaking voice on that guy. What?
They're my favorite band of all time.
What? Is he Puerto Rican? Because like he
He's South
sounds
American. He's either Central or South American. I forget which country.
Oh, I can hear it. I can hear it. It's got nothing. It's just there was another band, another singer he reminded me of from like a band called Spread Eagle, where the tonality, the placement, the whole thing kind of reminded me of him. And it was just so cool. It was such a hooky song, and it was just, I was like, these guys are, I get it. I get it why I get it why they were such a big deal down here. But I remember being, in the early 90s, I remember being like, yeah, I remember it. I remember not being like knocked over my head, about the tune. I remember like this is awesome, but now listening to it now, I'm like, whoa, these guys are awesome.
Well,
I was particularly struck by the singer. I was really like I was like, that guy is awesome.
if the song is called Summer,
Summer.
um, I was there at the recording of the video. I'm in the audience at Churchill's because I was there. I don't want to say I was their biggest fan, but I'm going to say I'm pretty sure I'm their biggest fan, or
Wow.
up there. I don't want to take away from other people who believe they're the biggest fan,
Sure, 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 sure.
but I got to tell you, I was
And
pretty much at
you're
every
friends with
show.
them, right? You're good friends
Yeah,
with them, right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Is he a trained singer, or is he just was naturally like that his whole time, or is he a trained singer?
No idea. I doubt he's a trade singer, but I don't know. I can't
Wow.
tell you definitively, but I don't think he's a
Wow.
trained singer.
Wow. 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 And do you know anything about their writing process? Is it like one or two guys in the band, or is it like more collaborative?
I should know, but I can't remember right now.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, but I want to tell you, my favorite musicians in the whole wide world of all time, if I were to name two,
Okay.
would be Nuclear Valdez and Sade.
Wow. How many albums did Nuclear
Yeah,
Valdez put out?
several. I want to say at least three, maybe four.
3 albums.
Yeah. And if you ever get a chance on that first album, it's called I Am I, a play of the word Miami. Um, you should really check out my two favorite songs, which Summer is not one of them. My two favorite songs, one is Hope and one is Strength. And talk about great vocals, great, oh my gosh, the guitar melodies on both those songs are just that's those two songs are what make me like the biggest Nuclear Valdez fan. Strength and Hope. And by the way, those of us who are true Nuclear Valdez fans,
Hmm.
John Tovar, rest in peace, when he was alive many years ago, he gave me a cassette of Nuclear Valdez. I still have it somewhere. My favorite song by them has yet to be released. Has yet to be, yeah, and I'm not the only one. The diehards are dying for a song called The Boy Within to be released one day.
What are they waiting for?
I'm not the only one who's told them that that song has to be released.
Got you. Got you. Got you. Got you.
Yeah. But yeah, regarding Fro's vocals, very unique, and their lyrics are very deep. You
That's his
know,
name. That's his name, Fro. I don't know any of the members, so
Fro is short for Fräulein, and his last name is
Fraulein.
Sosa. Not Fräulein like German, but close. I'm not sure if it's pronounced Fräulein or
Fro.
Fräulein, but they
Fräulein.
call him Fro.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's Fro, Juan, George, and Robert, and their manager was John Tovar.
Hmm. Is Fro like still singing? Is he still performing or?
He is. He's in a cover band with my friend Ernie, and they play, I'd say, every few months locally.
Wow.
And by the way, Ernie's the lead singer in the band. Once in a while, Fro will sing lead, but no, Fro, I believe, is on guitar. Yeah,
Not the lead singer primarily.
not in this cover group, no.
You know, life is a funny thing where
Sure is.
it's funny where the waves take you, because I hear a voice like that and I'm like, that guy should just be singing constantly. I hate the word using should. People are where they are because that's where they are and that's where we are, right? But I hear a voice like that, I'm like, that guy could sing anything. You could sing anything, and you know, like they're just a great tonality, just a great tone, and a great recording, really great recording. Do you know if they recorded that at Criteria Studios by any chance?
Not off the top of my head.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting. Well, they definitely made some really memorable work. I was really blown away. And why Churchill's? Just last question. Why Churchill's?
For that video?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I don't have the answer,
Hmm.
unfortunately, but I know they played there regularly.
Okay. Cool.
Maybe it was just available, maybe the location.
It's whoever shot it. That I mean, they they made them look like $1 million. It's a great. It still holds up today. I went to the Nuclear Valdez Vivo YouTube channel, and watched it, and it still looks spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
it's like a
the
period
lyrics to
piece,
that
but it's
song
still.
are very deep. Well, probably to all their songs, but particularly Summer.
Mm.
It seems like such a fun, haha, happy song, but it's really about a very serious topic.
Oh. Hmm. Okay, I'll have to look into that. All right, so let's shift gears. I have my our topics over here, Vera. So you got you have a topic over here that I kind of just glossed over. AI in music.
Yes.
Okay, what are your thoughts?
Well, I did a little research. May I use my notes?
Of course.
Okay. From And by the way, my notes are on another sheet. So from a Billboard article from this past August, there's 5 ways in which, that they thought of for the article in which AI has affected music. Number one, it's revolutionized the production process. Yes. Um, Here it says, let's see, generates instrumentals in seconds. Yes, it can generates instrumentals in seconds. Number two, getting something known as stems. AI technology has the ability to break down songs into their component parts, which I believe that's what was used on the new Beatles album, something called stem separation. I mean, the new Beatles song, pardon me.
Yeah.
Okay. Number three, something known as the deluge, possible to create a torrent of music very quickly. Number four, personalized soundtracks, taking the human, 1 second, taking the human something. I can't believe it. And shuffling its elements. Okay, so taking the music made by humans and shuffling its elements. And then finally, number five, and all of this, by the way, looks like hieroglyphics. I jotted this down so quickly, but something called pitch records. AI voice technology helps publishers and writers show the artist's team what the singer might sound like on a track before it's recorded.
Holy cow. Holy cow. What you know the alarming thing about this is that you need to almost now incorporate your voice. You need to patent your voice for AI to use it. You gotta license the sound of your voice, because if not,
Interesting.
it can be
Yeah,
utilized like willy nilly. You know.
yeah,
If you're gonna you can use it, but give me my cut.
right. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, because that becomes your intellectual property, your
IP.
timbre, your timbre.
Yep,
that's
yep, sure does.
that's fascinating. That's
I've done,
fascinating.
I've dabbled a little bit with the AI, just very little bit. Um, yeah, with poetry, and it's mind blowing. Really, it really is.
Yeah, everyone thought that the AI technology would come for the industrial workers, mainly the truck drivers, um, accounting fields first, right? But no, it was the creative arts AI went after first. Unbelievable. I don't know if it was it's not intentional per se, but it is it is crazy. There are AI generated artists that are getting millions of spins now. Generating money for who? In Switzerland and China and Korea there are million sellers already in AI artists, people that don't exist. So it is something else, man. Like, whoa.
I was using it specifically for haikus, creating haikus,
Wow.
and mind blowing. Mind blowing. I mean, to have something, to have it generate something in a second or two,
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah. Imagine what it'll be like in 5 years. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's interesting because what concerns me with the invention of with the proliferation of like robotics and AI, how do those things not merge for a concert experience at some point?
right.
Some robot singing his AI generated song right then and there, and then live he sings some AI generated new song for you guys to enjoy right there as a special. Like if you come every night, you get a new song. I mean, it's crazy. As well as the album and the catalog, this guy could play 6 hour shows. I mean, and he never has to go through the club grind. He just I can play forever until
And he
things.
never has to take a restroom
I don't
break.
gotta take a break. I'm just like that's crazy. That's crazy. It is a little. It is a little. It is a little scary. I'm always a little trepidatious of using that word, but it really is. It really is a little scary from a legal standpoint. It's a little scary from an IP standpoint. It's a little scary from the future of technology. It's a little concerning regarding concerts. Like, what's going to happen to concerts? Will that be the final frontier? But no, robotics will make their way into that field at some point. And this robotics are making their way into our homes already, are in our homes. You know, so it's interesting to think about. Concerts changed my life. I haven't been to one in a long time, but concerts changed my life, had a tremendous impact on yours. They're so expensive to go to nowadays.
They
So
sure are. And that's why I love promoting the local artists.
yeah, yeah,
And I have since the 80s and 90s. I mean, in the 80s, pretty much once a month, I'd go to a grand concert, like a national or international act would come to the Hollywood Sportatorium specifically. I got to tell you, once a month, there I was, Van Halen, Deep Purple, AC/DC, Bon Jovi, etc., etc.
maybe that's what'll happen. Maybe it'll become more regional. Like even more so. I mean, music always has been regional, but maybe at a certain point it becomes like ultra ultra regional, for artists to.
Like I remember my first concert ticket for a rock concert. I'm not my first two concerts in this order were Andy Gibb and Leif Gehring, but my first rock concert was AC/DC, and I believe the tickets were like 11.75, and that would be $11.75. Okay. um or I believe some concerts were $9.75. Okay. I have friends telling me now they've gone to these concerts, $400 they're throwing down.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
insane. It's really insane. It's really insane. That's insane. Yeah. Okay. So definitely, it's concerning for me. I don't know. I always I'm a perpetual optimist, so I do see a silver lining. You know, at a certain point, these are just tools. They have not become sentient beings as of yet. You know, so they're tools at our disposals. You know, you'll probably become a have to get really good at prompting and. Uh, Maybe have some kind of AI generated some model or you could just skew the whole thing. I don't know. I just think the whole point of music, of expressing of expressing emotion, communication, I think it would be a great loss to humanity to lose that. I don't think we're going to, you know, it'll just become something else. Maybe instead of like people said the same thing about the keyboard, the synthesizer, you know, the drum machine. It's going to take away
Right.
drummers' jobs. It did. It did. It did, but it also created, you know, a whole new thing. So this is going to create some stuff. It's going to destroy some stuff also, but
Hopefully, there'll always be an audience for every kind of music, hopefully.
that's another great point. That's another great point. That's another great point. All right. Well, all right, let's shift gears. Let's shift gears.
Oh, can I say something kind of related?
No.
Okay, so I know that means yes. Recently there was a concert, four concerts, two nights, two shows. I don't know if you're familiar with Matt Kramer, Saigon Kick.
Course.
Well, he either sold out or close to sold out four nights at the Luna Star for an intimate concert. It was a Thursday night, a 7:30 show followed by a 9:30 show, and a Friday night, a 7:30 show followed by a 9:30 show, two nights in a row. It was something like booked like an intimate evening with Matt Kramer. And I didn't go, but I got Zane a birthday ticket and he went and really had a great time because people came out of the woodwork, you know,
Oh my god, I would love to have been there. Did Zane say what did he say about the performance?
loved it, loved it. He did. I think he said he obviously did some stuff from Saigon Kick, some Beatles, and then other cover songs. He said he sounded really good. Um, the band that he put together was tight. Super glad, like so thankful that I got him a ticket to go. And a lot of people from like, you know, legends from South Florida showed up, you
Wow.
know.
Wow. How is that AI related?
It's not, but it's related to like the local music scene.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Luna Star. Yeah, Matt is a legend. I mean, when I think of and this is I'm being, you know how I am about the truth. Saigon Kick is part of the top some of my if I had to put it together a list of top 10 concerts that I've gone to in my life that made an impact on me, Saigon Kick at the Cameo Theater is up there. Top 10 all-time greatest concerts I've ever seen.
Wow.
The presentation, I mean, it was thunderous. It was thunderous. Executed beautifully, their presentation, entrance. I saw them at their peak too. Like the Lizard was out, they were killing it. They were oh, it was awesome. The sound was awesome. Not too loud. Everything was beautifully audible. The audience, they were loved. Oh my god. That was my first time seeing them. I was just familiar with a couple of I had gotten my hand on a cassette of their first album, and I was like, whoa, this is really good, really good. And then the Lizard came out, and then they had their the first single was, I think, Hostile Youth, and I was loving that song. And then they had their big commercial hit, Love Is on the Way. I don't even know if they played that one. Yeah, they were awesome. Fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah, I never got into them, not for any reason other than some bands I just never got around to going to see. And that's it,
There
you
you go.
know? Nothing personal to Saigon Kick nor to Matt, but that's how it was. I would go see some bands, and if I liked them or loved them, I'd be back. And some, even though they were popular, I didn't get to their shows, so I couldn't really comment on them. Yeah.
You love
But
who
of
you love.
course, I've heard the name Saigon Kick over the decades, and about Matt Kramer. And friends of mine Matt Kramer's mom was a vocal coach. So friends of mine had her as their vocal coach.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's a vocal teacher now, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, awesome. Okay, today's top. Let's not keep, because you and I can keep talk forever, right? Let's end with. Oh, well, hang on. Let's look. Yeah, let's end with two things: new artists that you're watching, that you have an eye out for, and today's top 5 greatest artists. Like your favorite top bands or artists today, because I'm sure it shifts from time to time. But you kind of answered the question earlier already with Nuclear Valdez and Sade in your top 2 already, right? So you have 3 slots for 3 others. But before that, is there a new artist that you're keeping an eye out? You're keeping an eye on that you're appreciating these days?
Just locally,
Who?
his name is Timothy LaRock.
Oh yeah, that guy's fantastic. That guy's fantastic.
He's like young, but an old soul.
Man, what's he got? What's he got in the works right now?
Well, he's always playing out. Like, I want to say every week, every other week, he's got a gig, it seems.
Oh wow.
Yeah, uh, I believe last night he was at Luna Star. I believe the night of Zane's birthday, he'll be performing at my mama's books and record shop, because it's that his birthday weekend is my birthday weekend. I don't know when he's playing in between, but that guy is always playing, like, regularly, and people love him. He's got such a lovely personality. He's such a people person, and he's singing like the classics. He's a big fan of people like Cat Stevens, the Beatles, Jim Croce. He surprised me by doing a Steely Dan song that usually people don't perform, and I was just like, and that day I went to see him twice. I went to see him at my mama's and then at Luna Star, because he performed with Zayn, I believe, that night. If I'm not mistaken, I might be confusing the shows. Anyway, so he did a Steely Dan song that is atypical for somebody to perform, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I loved him even more.
Wow, that's a tall order doing a Steely Dan tune. That's a tall order. Wow. Okay, so for me, artist that I'm keeping an eye on is this young fellow named Sturgill Simpson. I think I'm getting his name correct. Sturgill. He's kind of a country artist, but this guy, like the production on his albums, it's fantastic. So much atmosphere, so much vibe. Sturgill Simpson is an artist that I'm definitely keeping a close eye on. You know.
You just reminded me of something. Can I interrupt?
Sure.
I don't know if you saw my Facebook post from a few days ago, but check it out. I'm usually not in Kendall anymore. I lived there before, where I live now, but I needed to run some errands down there. So this was midweek last week, and or midweek earlier this week, and all of a sudden I got hungry, and I've been trying to kind of keto it, as best as possible. So I ran into Publix and I got like a chicken cranberry salad little thing. Very filling though, because it's got the fats and the protein. Da 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 da. I'm walking out of Publix and I end up like I don't remember following a guy out there, but when I was near my car, all of a sudden I looked up and I see the back of somebody. And then I see like part of the profile of somebody. And just seeing that, not seeing the face at all yet, I went up to him and I go, "Excuse me, you look like somebody I know." He turns around, "Richard, this was a local musician from the scene who I hadn't seen in 33 years, but we're Facebook friends. And he's in a band called Small Town Fair. You may want to look him up. He has an incredible voice. His name is David Colon. And David was visiting his parents down here. He lives in Nashville. Imagine that just from his back and part of his profile, I thought he looked like somebody I would know. And when his face turned, he goes, "Oh my God, Mika, you've got to read my Facebook post from a few days ago. Please look and see what he wrote."
Okay.
It's also a great picture of the two of us.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I'm going to start checking out Small Town Fair because he's always had. I used to go watch him regularly at Washington Square, and the last time we saw each other was 1990. Well, before Publix the other day was the last time we saw each other.
Wow.
And let me tell you, Richard, had it been 5 seconds later, I would have missed him.
Well, there you go. Once again, music creators in the atmosphere of Vera, in your vicinity, just flocking to you. Coincidence? I don't think so.
Because Richard, like I said, typically I'm not in that part of town anymore.
Mhm.
But a few errands that I had to run were down south. I was like, maybe I'll go into Publix and get something. Maybe I won't, but I did. I think there's a reason that he and I bumped into each other.
Of course. Of course.
I don't know what it is, but
Come on. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Yeah. Yeah. 30 years. My God. What's he doing in Nashville?
33 years. He's a
Wow.
recording artist. He's a recording artist, and he's involved in the film industry.
Amazing. Phenomenal. My God.
Super nice guy. Super nice guy.
Yeah, I'm going to check out that Facebook post. I'm going to check out his music 100%.
And let me tell you, why one of the main reasons I'm drawn to his Facebook posts or videos is because he has 4 kids from a previous marriage. I believe he was married. 3 girls and 1 boy. And his son Ethan has special needs. And to see the bond between him and his son, it just melts my heart every single time. The love that these two have for each other is off the charts. Off the charts. And I mentioned that to him in the few moments that we spoke in the Publix parking lot. I said, "I know you love all your kids, but the bond that you have with you and your son, just uh he said, "Oh, he almost came with me on this trip, but he didn't. And so if I talk to him again, or when I talk to him again, I want to say to him, if you come back to Miami with Ethan, please, I want to meet him so badly."
Sounds like a solid guy.
Totally solid.
I love it. Love it. Okay. Top 5 favorite bands for
Of
today.
all time,
Just
of
for
all
today.
time?
For today, what was on the top of your five?
Is it okay to mention people from the past?
Of course.
Okay, so I mentioned the Nukes. I mentioned Sade, Depeche Mode, the Police, and ooh, this should be like right there. Why am I like having a hard time? Trying to think like whenever I put on Alexa, what do I ask for the most? Uh Today, the Police, Depeche
Well, I could
Mode.
ask her.
Oh, I got one. Kate Bush.
Oh, wow. She's had a tremendous renaissance in popularity recently.
Because of Stranger
Yeah,
Things.
yeah, yeah. Amazing, amazing. Okay, for me, Jeff Buckley, Stevie Wonder, Prince, Tool, believe it or not. And I'm gonna pick some favorites, just stuff that I'm listening to. I've been listening to a lot of Doobie Brothers.
Oh,
Yeah,
I got to tell you, I have a favorite Doobie Brothers song.
let's hear it.
Jesus is just all right.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I don't know the song, but I love the title. My favorite is Open Your Eyes. Open your eyes. Open your eyes, baby.
I
Jesus
can't,
is all right.
yeah, I can't sing, but I'm going to. And it goes like, Jesus is just all right with me. Jesus is just all right. Oh, yeah.
I
Jesus is just all right with me. Jesus is just all right. Da,
love that.
da.
I
And then it
love
got
that.
like, it's da na na na, da na na na, da na na na, da na na na. And it's like rocking. It's
I'm gonna.
rocking. You got to listen to it today. Today.
I will. I will.
Promise me.
I promise. I'm
Promise
gonna
me.
listen to it right now. I'm gonna listen to it right now.
Thank you. Thank you. I think you're going to appreciate it. It's one of their biggest hits.
Awesome. Awesome. I will. Vera, I'm kind of moving things along because I know we can just keep talking for hours and hours and hours and hours, and I got to get back to writing this book. But number two, we really got to get on the ball regarding our this concert for summer 2024 if it's going to happen. I
Yeah.
really wanted to. Um, so let's touch base again this week before the deep, you know, holiday thing starts keeping in because it's just a few weeks away. But let's see if we can touch base again this week. And I'm gonna reach out to Sabrina regarding the date. I know we talked about locking in
The band
the
shell.
band shell, the band shell. Uh, yeah, I'm not sure about that anymore. I don't know if we should maybe fight for the vision a little bit. But let's touch base on that again this week. And I'm gonna reach out to Sabrina, wish her well holidays, but let her know that we're really still interested in doing it. Again, you know, we have our friends that we can contact. Mavericks, right? The
The
Mavericks.
Mavericks, yes.
Javier Garcia we could do something. My friend Mireya over here, Grammy winner. Um, we need to we should touch base on who we want to perform again because I completely forgot that magic list that we had, and,
Sure.
and we should start reaching out to those people at some point. But let's touch again. That's a topic for another day. Let's reach out this week about that concert.
Sounds good.
Okay, Vera. I'll talk to you soon, sweetheart.
Okay, don't forget Doobie Brothers, Jesus is just all right.
I'm gonna put it on right now.
Okay, so shoot me a little text about what you thought.
Okay. All right. Love you, Vera.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.